All right, welcome to Podroast, and this is episode 1. We're going to be talking about money and how much we hate it.
Yeah,
so. I'm just sick of it's one of those things you love to hate because it's like you need money to do virtually everything to advance your life.
Yeah.
In every way possible, material goods wise, and just like paying for school. Work, need gas to drive to work. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
But I hate that we have to have it. It's so annoying. It's like this worthless paper that I don't give a shit about.
It's just a physical representation of your time. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's like taking time and putting it into
a physical form that you can give to other people.
It's like you're paying people in time. It's like that one movie with Justin Timberlake.
Yeah. Great role choice, or a great casting decision, by the way.
Honestly, that movie wasn't too bad.
It seems like such a Keanu Reeves role to me.
Yeah.
And they gave it to Justin Timberlake.
Whatever, so he could do some dance moves halfway through the fucking...
So he could do a song.
They turn it into a musical. He's singing numbers about his mom dying or something.
Just something like that.
But seriously, money, let's go back to the dawn, the history of it a little bit. It used to just be bartering. It used to be bartering. There wasn't a currency. Money used to be favors, essentially.
Yeah.
Someone would be I'll give you these berries if you give me some of your meat that
your fox pelt or whatever.
Antelope that you hunted or whatever.
Yeah.
And it used to be that's actually because those two things have actual worth.
Yeah.
But money is more of hey, this will have worth in the future. You give someone a piece of paper that has how much it will be worth at a future time.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah, really weird. And then
it
also
makes sense
the amount of it that's in the system of money determines its value, right? So
the scarcity or abundance of it, yeah.
Which is kind of bullshit. Actually bullshit. Because if I worked an hour for this $20 bill, and then later in life you work, 30 minutes for the $20 bill, why is it worth? It's my hour. I'm the same person.
Yeah, but then it's it's not worth as much. It's worth less. But then prices can change to just inflation and shit. It just
dude.
It's a constant. It's it's rigged
to
constantly force people. Yeah, I think it's overly complicated due to everyone wanting to track every little thing. Back in the day, it was there was no system. You weren't in some database where they kept track of everyone. There was just, I don't know, fucking survive.
I got $100. That was it.
I got 100. Yeah, it was I got $100. I'm rich. Oh my god, I could buy $1 I'll buy a house for $1. I mean, it was never that bad, but it was never that cheap because before that point, people you just claimed land. You just be this is my land, and you just build it.
Yeah.
You just gather stuff. You didn't need money. The only things you need money for were tasks that you couldn't complete or items that you couldn't
services
obtain.
It would either be it's either goods or services, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And if you're skilled at one service, you traded for the other service. It's very simple. I feel that would create a greater sense of community too without money.
Oh, everyone has
everyone would have to interact and rely on each other.
Yeah, that's how it was. Little towns.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to branch out. I need to be connected with every fucking country and every person in the world. And now it's not. And then so it's more of a bartering system. And then it becomes money. But at least it was originally it was
a placeholder.
People would
almost
have coins in actual gold, and it was made out of
precious
or silver,
metals.
made out of that's actually rare, so it had worth.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so it there couldn't be more created. There's only so much gold on Earth. There's only so much silver on Earth, you know?
Yeah. The only thing I never got, though, is why is gold considered so precious? I know maybe there's an obvious answer and I'm stupid for not knowing it, but
it's hard to obtain, I think.
But maybe just because it's hard to... I mean, what if, like, fucking... just dirt was hard to obtain? Well, I guess you could say, soil, you need to grow. But, like, just something, like, what's its actual use that's, like, it's needed for?
Shiny.
Other than being, like, ooh, pretty, shiny.
It looks shiny.
Like, what's its actual, like...
I don't think they use gold for much. It's like...
Yeah, like, I know you could do gold plating. I know it's a decently strong metal, but there's like...
Yeah.
It's not, like, super powerful, like, indestructible.
No, there's nothing,
I don't get it.
really special about it, I don't think.
Yeah,
it's just
I almost
rare.
want to fucking look that up.
It's
like,
just
what
rare,
is so
hard
special
to harvest,
about...
so people... I think so people just...
like, if I pull that up, keep talking, because I want to know...
The origins of gold.
What's so special about gold?
Yeah. I think it's just...
Because our entire currency was supposed to be backed by it. That's not a thing anymore. Now it's just a bunch of IOUs.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all that matters. Gold has unique physical chemical characteristics that make it very valuable. Gold is the most malleable and ductile of all metals. Oh, shit.
Who gives a fuck?
1 ounce of gold can be drawn into more than 80 kilometers of thin gold wire. Gold is a noble metal because it does not oxidize.
Yeah, but what?
Okay, that's a little bit more it makes a little bit more sense.
But that's not... Because no one gave a shit about that when gold became, like, valuable. You know? No one gives a fuck. You can stretch it into 10 miles of wire or whatever the hell. Like, what? Okay. Oh, now I have 10 miles worth of gold wire.
I mean, I don't know.
No one cares about that.
Is in jewelry, that's its main use. But is it really worth spending such an insane amount just to decorate your body? After all, it's just a shiny, ductile, non-reactive metal. Do these properties justify its rates? Yeah, I'm kind of curious about
Things
this.
like jewelry.
The world needs some currency. It's kind of saying, like, it's kind of partly out of a need. Like, the world has to have some sort of
standard
agreement that we can, standard where they can agree on something. Like, hey, can we all come to an agreement? But why not goods and services? That's what it should be.
It should just be time, I think. It should be time. We should just do the Justin Timberlake movie, man. Fuck it. Let's do it.
How? We don't have to...
Yeah, we do, man. There's risk analysis. People can get their life insurance, like, cut down because they know they're going to live longer. You get the risk analysis. You get a little watch with the countdown till you're dead, and then you start spending that shit.
But then what? But what are they? How do you actually?
Dude, we'd have so many organs to harvest. Like, people wouldn't die from disease because you'd have plenty of fresh bodies.
I say screw it. Let them die.
Yeah,
dude. We need to have a filtering system that kind of weeds out the weak a little bit. I know that sounds terrible. I know it sounds.
Bill
It's just
Burr,
kind of
man. Bill Burr had a thing on it where he's just like, let them fucking die. Like,
I know that sounds harsh, and I don't mean like don't like protect people and save people every time someone's dying. Let them, but kind of like I feel like
too many people,
technology and science medically has gotten to such an advanced level where it's like, dude, I don't want to live till I'm 90 and like, have all these like metal fucking robot parts in me. I'm like, I'm still an athlete at 90, but my brain is just deteriorating like on the inside. Like, just imagine being in peak physical condition and you're like 90 years old. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, that's so true. I wouldn't want to be in peak physical. I would want to be an old ass cranky man that's just like, just bitching about stuff.
I kind of want to go out more in like if we're talking about a graph of like peak physical condition, can you say like 30? Honestly, because
end it at 30.
Yeah, you're not.
I would end it.
No, not end it. No. I'm not saying end it. I'm just saying, isn't that where you could say around 30 is your peak physical condition?
I think, yeah.
People Because it's like people say, oh, when you're like in your 20s, like you're young.
I think your
and
metabolism at that point's better, but physically, like
and muscle growth is
your
more.
Body awareness, like everything peaks at 30.
At 30, yeah. I would say that too, because there's more. You have more testosterone. Yeah. You have more like muscle, like not only like muscle growth up to that point. You can't grow. You can't build as much muscle at 30 as you could when you're like 20 or so. But
dude, I don't know if that's true. That might not be true. I think you can build more.
No, I think that your prime years are like right when you're going, like right after puberty, and
for building muscle.
But
maybe percentage wise, but I think. Like the amount of mass that you can put on, I think, is probably higher when you're older. I think percentage-wise,
at least for a little while,
like it's almost like a baby's brain. Like it's learning at exponential rates, but what the fuck is it learning? The ABCs? Like the very basic, rudimentary
the foundation
shit.
for our, what is it learning? The foundation for our entire language? But yeah, but they don't understand that. They just know it's a sequence of letters.
But we're older, we know. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. But dude, that's a good point though. Like, you're like, what do they have? Like barely any muscle mass, and oh wow, they're gaining a lot. But it's like,
they gain 300%.
Now I can lift a pencil.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I can lift 3 pencils.
But I think that you peak at 30 also just because I know testosterone levels are higher. Just kind of like that's like that like you have usually a lot of people have a family by then, and I've heard that like if you have like a wife and kids and just by that kind of being like close knit family, like you have like an extra reserve of strength kind of thing.
That's cool.
Like just because like you have to protect your family kind of thing.
Like instinct.
Yeah, it kind of like comes out of you a little bit. I don't know the exact. I could be wrong, but I swear I know I've.
I would like to know like the correlation between that, if it's true, and like apes. Like how do apes react with their children? Are they defensive? I don't know. Like great apes.
The great apes, dude. I was watching some messed up like. Part of a documentary. I couldn't find the whole thing, but it was about these chimps, and it was like these scientists and stuff. It took them like 8 years or something, or like over 10 years, something crazy like that. And it took them even multiple years just on the outer rim of their territory for the chimps to be comfortable enough with them to let them in. And they witnessed all this crazy stuff. They didn't even know that chimps ate meat. They thought that they were like, they eat bananas like monkeys and stuff. And it's like, no, they actually eat monkeys.
They eat other monkeys?
Yeah, dude,
there was a study that just came out about cannibals.
Like human cannibals?
Yeah, which is fucking retarded. Dude,
these chimps will eat each other too. Like if one of the chimps in the tribe, if they don't like it anymore, they'll beat it to death and like they're messed up. They found that like the chimps understand like how to inflict pain and like what they're doing. They'll break off their fingers individually and stuff.
Oh my god!
And like eat them. They'll like start eating them while they're alive.
Like they were counting cards in a casino.
They
know the torture method.
Dude, they do. It's like the counting cards. Like they fucking all drag them out.
We caught them.
Dude, they're messed up. And they'll torture the monkeys before they kill them. They don't just go for it like, I'm starving, I'm just gonna eat it. They like torture it. Dude, it's messed up.
That's so messed up.
I was watching this, I'm like, Jesus. And they'll go for the balls, they'll go for the eyes. Like they know what inflicts the most pain. Oh God. It makes me, I used to think that like, monkeys are like kind of like wacky little creatures, but they're psychotic.
Like I would want one. Not really.
Like if I had, if you got one of those ones where you raised it from birth, and not one of the great apes, but a monkey, because I thought they were the same thing, but they're actually different.
Yeah, no, they're different. Yeah, they're really different.
But dude, the fucking monkeys, I don't know, they're a little bit more wild and crazy, but the great apes have like this understanding. They're actually, the great apes are the one of the only animals that recognize themselves in a mirror.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did tests. They do it with I forgot. It's called the da-da-da test because like some researcher, like whatever the researcher's name that came up with it, the John Baptist test or whatever. Fucking, that's just a lie though. It's not John Baptist.
The Miller Carmichael test.
Yeah, something like that. And what they do to like little kids, they show them in a mirror and they're like, oh, okay. And a lot of times, like if they're really young, they don't understand. They just think it's a moving picture or like someone else. But they'll kind of like brush their hand on their face and they'll put a little mark, like a little paint, like just nonchalantly, and the child won't notice. And then if they put them in front of the mirror and the child notices, oh, that's me, and there's paint on my face. And I think it's at 1.5 years, roughly. 1.5 to 2 years, they start recognizing it. Yeah.
Wow.
Like 18 months. But before that, they don't. They don't fucking know. But most animals.
Does a human even know that? I don't think a human baby would know at that point. How many months?
No. I was saying that this is for the human baby. 18 months. For humans. Around that. Yeah, around that mark, like that's when we start developing actual consciousness, not just like not just
so
food,
abortion
water.
up to 18 months then is cool. There's no way they remembered before that.
Yeah, there's no fucking way.
So you can abort them 18 months after even.
And just roughly around, even after, like that's just your first like understanding of, oh, I'm a person, I'm me. But before that, you're like,
you're just a blob, man.
You're just a consumer of survival. Survival. You're just a leech off your parents for survival. I want food, water, sleep, suck mom's tits for milk, and to take care of me. I'm gonna cry. Who all knows what else comes out of there? Booze. One of them's booze. One of them's milk.
Dude.
Oh, jeez. That's how it worked in my family. Booze and milk.
That's right.
I was drunk half the time. But back to the whole like monkeys recognizing themselves, or not the monkeys, the great apes. The great apes understand it. Elephants and like a certain bird, and there was like maybe one other creature. Maybe it was like dolphins or something.
That's fucking mind blowing.
A few like fucking crows are really smart. You know, crows are actually really smart.
Yeah. Ravens, I thought it was.
Ravens too, dude. But crows are fucking assholes, and they know it, and they know. It's like they know stuff. I hate it.
They are dicks.
Dude, did I tell you about the one time I was outside, not this place I'm living at now, but a couple years ago when I lived with Groog. There's these crows were picking up this baby bunny because they weren't strong enough to like tear it apart while it was alive. So they would pick it up, raise it into the air, and just drop it from like 100 feet like onto the pavement.
Oh,
and
that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, like they knew like, oh, well, we'll break its fucking leg so it can't run, so we can like pack it apart later. And I started throwing rocks at it. I'm like, this is messed up. Like, I know this is like nature, but like just kill the thing already. Don't break its legs and shit.
You throwing rocks at the birds or the
the birds. And they would like go up to like a light post, like that was kind of high up that I couldn't reach, and then I got close to hitting it. So then they flew one more light post away, like, and I was like trying to scare them away, and they're like, no, we're way over reach. They're like, yeah, you can't get us over here. And they're like, if you leave to go get us, like I was standing by the bunny, and they're like, if you come over here to get us, we'll just fly around to the bunny. They're like, we know. Like, yeah, go inside, dude. Don't you have shit to do? Don't you have a job to go to?
Yeah,
this bunny is ours.
I'm like, can't be here all day.
Yeah, like I'm like, oh my god. So I try, like, as soon as I started leaving, I'm like, I'm gonna test it. So I start heading back towards my apartment. They fly back to the nearer, the closer light post. I'm like, geez, they're waiting for me to go because they know I'm defending this baby bunny.
Dude,
I actually brought it inside for like 30 minutes, and I looked up like, oh, can you take care of a baby bunny? And they're like, don't even try. Everyone's like, put it back. They're
Put it back.
they're like, put it the fuck back.
Like a kid who, like in a grocery store who grabbed the cereal, his favorite cereal.
Like, put it back.
And the mom was like, put it back.
Put it back, honey. We're not buying the sugary kinds. We're buying the healthy kinds that taste like ass.
Kashi. We're buying Kashi.
Kashi. Oh, fucking kale. Have you ever had kale cereal?
Oh, dude.
I don't think it exists. I mean, it probably
No,
does
it
somewhere.
does. It does.
Really? Oh.
It has to. It
It has to. Yeah, of course. There's probably there's a cereal for fucking everything.
No doubt.
But apparently baby bunnies are like super volatile, because that's why baby bunnies just they fuck like crazy, because half of our litter died, 90% of them, 20 of them died, but we have 30, so it doesn't matter. Like, seriously, they apparently like are super temperature specific. Like, if it drops, like, has to be within 10 degrees, otherwise they'll die. If it's too hot, too cold.
Oh my God, man.
If it's too loud, they'll get too scared and have a heart attack. They die of heart attacks.
That was their big solution to survival. Let's just fuck a lot.
Yeah.
That was their evolutionary solution. They didn't like develop a tough exterior where they could survive it. They were just like,
by sheer number.
Yeah, dude, we're just
quantity
gonna fuck
over
a lot.
quality. Every other animal, like so many other animals, are like, we've developed this system to survival.
Like
Bunnies
a turtle's
are
like, yeah, I'm slow as hell, but I developed this impenetrable shell that I can retract all of my limbs and my head into.
Incredible. That's an incredible defensive evolutionary
trait.
Yeah. And then bunnies are like, bunnies can just fuck a lot.
Dude, they keep killing us. We gotta do something about this.
So many things. They are prey to so many different animals too. It's like, what doesn't eat bunnies?
That's true, man. What does a bunny even eat? It just fucks.
It
dies. It starves. It doesn't even eat. It just fucks.
They nibble on grass and stuff. But they literally, that is their only defense, and like running. But half the time, if you ever you walk and a bunny sees you and it like freezes, like Jesus, they're like they're like the biggest pussies in all of nature. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, dude.
And they're stupid too. Like I walk by this house every single day to go to class and stuff, or even just go towards campus and stuff. And there's this house on the corner, and it has this vicious German Shepherd. There's someone must be breeding German Shepherds, because I live in a neighborhood where like every house has like 5 German Shepherds.
Really?
I'm not even kidding, dude. The backyard to my apartment, there's this like big house, and they have a giant yard. 3 German Shepherds. Every day when I get out, I leave for work in the morning, they're out in the yard, and they come bounding down. And they're like more playful, and they're jumping around. This house on the corner, vicious. Like, this thing is like low growling, like wants to tear my head off. And these stupid bunnies at night, when the dog is inside, they're like, oh, let's make our nest here. Like, I see them like settling down. I'm like, don't you know, in like 5 hours, a vicious dog that doesn't care about your life at all is going to murder you all if you stay here.
And your family.
And your little litter. And they're like, don't worry, we'll just fuck more.
Dude, they can definitely smell the dog, too. There's no way.
I think that bunnies must be the stupidest, most just eat grass, find water, and just get laid constantly. And I think that's a good. That's a good arc. That's a good roast. From money to monkeys,
bunnies,
to bunnies, monies and bunnies. All right, that was episode 1, folks.
Thanks for tuning in.
If you did, and if you didn't, tune in for the next one.
Thanks to Ian for putting this together. Dude, I'm doing like post.
Ian puts it together. Zach for promotion.
Ian. Yeah, and then
thanks to everyone on our team.
Sponsors.
Our sponsors. What was sponsoring this week? Gold, the Federal Gold. Reserve. Thank you for sponsoring us, allowing us to talk about gold and how our country is fucked because we have no gold. But yeah.